Hello and welcome back to Star Wars.
Mhm. The button.
A funny button.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
All
We've
right.
been doing pretty good on these Force Destiny pool rolls.
Most of us, anyway.
Oof.
Oh.
What if I
It is kind of funny that it's only the two Jedi this time, now that I look at it.
They've been having a moment.
That's all right. You'll all have a moment soon enough.
Oh. The famous Irish Joker moment.
If Sophia has a Joker moment, we need to be scared.
This is true. That is
This
cause
is
for concern.
true.
Also, for a second, I misheard you and thought you said Irish Joker moment, and I was like,
The Joker, but he's Irish and nothing else is different.
DC's running out of ideas.
For real.
Okie dokie. Well, turtles.
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 I like turtles.
Oh, they're right.
Turtles are cool.
Very well, no duty, but you do get an obligation. So go ahead and reduce your strain thresholds by 1, other than Timothy.
Aw, Timothy.
Oh shit! Mine's -2, right?
Yes.
Oh no.
Well, lucky for you, I don't think the Turtles are gonna be throwing hands at us.
No, but I get the feeling the giant monster we might have to fight will.
And so, I don't know what to tell you, Lute. It's not its hands I'd be worried about.
I would be
I'm worried
quite
about.
worried
I'm
if it
worried,
had
I'm worried
hands.
about. I'm worried about everything else. Just the hands are also a concern.
Yeah, if it's gonna
Like,
be
I don't
throwing
think there's
anything, it'll
any
probably
part
be
of
the
it-
city.
I don't think there's any part of the giant monster I'm not concerned about.
You know, that's honestly
The
reasonable.
gastrointestinal system.
I would be worried about his gastrointestinal system personally.
Yeah,
I don't
he's been
know how
having
that
some
affects
real.
us.
He's been having some real stomach issues recently.
It could
Oh.
affect you real bad, actually.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we could just have a kingmaker moment.
You could just
I
get swallowed.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
not the Vor episode.
That's that's half of the Kingmaker campaign.
Half of the
happened to
episode is the Vor
Kingmaker?
episode?
A lot of enemies would swallow.
Yeah.
Almost every single enemy we fight has this improved grab, and a good half have some form of swallow or consume.
Jesus Christ.
Now, to be fair, that is an exaggeration. That is objectively untrue, but there are a lot
Yeah.
of
Oh, okay.
enemies.
It's only a
with-
third of them.
There are a lot of enemies with grab, improved grab, and swallow.
There are also a lot of enemies that do things equivalently as gross as swallowing you.
I see.
I hate those stupid fucking bugs.
I thought you were talking about the Grossbergs for a second. I was like, damn.
No, there's nothing wrong with Marvin Grossberg. He's fine.
Well, I mean, his hemorrhoids, but...
No, his hemorrhoids are pretty bad, yeah.
Famously, they're doing the Harlem Shake.
But they're bad to him, not like he's not exerting evil.
Well, he's making us hear about it a lot.
I
Look.
wouldn't say that's exerting evil.
They're also not,
no,
weird fruit bugs that shove themselves into your mouth.
Yes,
Ugh.
that's what the
What
Irish
the
is talking about. Those are the bugs Irish talk about.
Ugh.
I have such a great enemy repertoire.
We gotta get Basilia out of there, man.
All right. Once more, you find yourselves on one of the aquatic moons of the planet Monos. This time you are, as you know, dealing with the sages of the turtle-like people native to this moon for their permission to go to Kron's palace to retrieve Kron's pearl.
Hmm.
Last we left off, you all went to sleep.
Hongshu, me.
True.
If you by any chance need to hit the rest button on your sheet, then you can go ahead and do so.
I might as well. I'm just gonna do anything for me though.
Yeah, well, it
No
wouldn't
reason
hurt
not
hit the
to.
Rest button. Let's rest.
It is.
Sleep.
You are the one that's an active benefit for, Jamie. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's fair.
Everyone needs training. It's you, buddy.
You catch some sense.
What was
It's
that?
nice enough. It's nice enough. Comfortable enough sleep. You wake up in
Didn't
the
bring the
morning.
pink butterfly net.
What's you wake up in the morning. For now, it's just a matter of waiting until the sages call for you again. Until then, what's the plan? You're gonna meet up and discuss anything? What are you doing up until that point?
There's really a whole lot for us to discuss that we haven't already.
Yeah, ultimately, it's like,
What has been done has already been done. We just gotta.
yeah, I think we went over our options before going to bed the day before, and we were like, there's not really a whole lot we can do because if we mess with the witnesses, we'll be messing with the witnesses, and they won't like that.
Yeah.
We just kind of have to roll with what
Um,
happened and try and use our wits to the best of our ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rely on our
Assuming
good
they-
acts.
Assuming they give us a chance at defense anyway, which they may not.
Who knows? Yeah, because we're not gonna be there when they talk to the witnesses. It's like this gonna be like off screen presumably.
Yeah, explicitly, we were told we would not
Mhm.
be there while they were doing that.
I think a legitimate, like, if we do get a chance to, like, have a defense afterwards, our best shot if they bring up, Lofcarter or something might be just
Gotta kill
throw
him.
Lofcarter on the bus and go like, he's young, he's a bit of an idiot.
He's
got
an
your own
apprentice.
young-
We're fixing him.
I'm sure you know what young people are like.
You want just chuck him under the bus.
Yeah, play to like their crotchety old man status and go like, you know what young people are like. We're doing our best, but young people.
Honestly,
people
not a
these
bad
days.
strategy in this scenario, I think.
Most esteemed sages are bad, G. Are bad.
Yeah.
It was just
Also,
a prank.
His bad
it's-
G.
I feel like it's not just not a bad strategy. It's arguably even true.
Yeah. But
Oh, brother.
Yeah, no, you were explicitly told that this isn't a trial. It's not that you have a defense to be heard. They are discussing amongst themselves.
Mhm.
yeah.
Any windows you get to commune with them is because it's if they see fit to grant you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are kind of just back to
SOL.
just standby ready.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While you're waiting, presumably you make your way back to the dome and you just wait in the lobby,
Mhm.
so you're readily available.
Mhm.
Horgok
Yeah.
comes with you.
Bacta has found like a particular spot, like on the wall, which is nice and
Yeah.
comfy.
In the shade, probably, because despite being mostly ocean, it does get warm. It is under the basking sun for most of the day.
Also, water tends to absorb and then release heat.
Indeed.
Horgok.
Presumably very humid as well.
Horgok joins you. He's chilling. So while you're in the midst of waiting, after you've been there for a while, Horgok just kind of like, I wonder what stirred up the Guardian.
That is a good question. I suspect
Mhm.
you would have a better idea as to the answer than we.
And he's like, well, I've been thinking about it. No, as I mentioned yesterday, it tends to go into a rampage, but I wonder what happened this time.
Frankly, I have no reason to believe I'd even be not saying it before. If we don't know why, it could be a recurring issue.
Well, I mean, let me tell you, it is a recurring issue. Like, the main reason I wonder if something's up is why would he rage around old King Kron's palace? Very particular area to be in.
Did we ever get how recently these rages started for this particular instance?
I don't
This one was a
think so.
couple of years ago.
I don't think you were given anything exact, but a couple
Nothing,
of
nothing
years
specific.
is what is
Yeah.
the vibe.
Yeah, it's been probably 2 to 4-ish years. I want to say.
Back to just what it was up. I hope it's just a paranoid part of me, but it could be the Imperium trying to get their hands on the pearl themselves.
Careful about
I-
saying the I word around here.
Yeah, no, just referring to it as the I word is more suspicious.
My point being, let's not bring it up too much if we can avoid it.
Well, the old man has a point.
Sophia quirks an eyebrow at Horgok.
Back to just raising the eyebrow as well, just like
He's like, what? A geezer can call another man a geezer. It's fine.
pretty sure I'm technically the I'm pretty sure I'm technically the youngest person here.
That you don't look it.
Regardless, he does have a. As the turtle says, you do have a point. Things tend to tie in more often than they don't.
If I knew about it, I wouldn't trust him not to try and grab it.
And like that's the part that I find difficult. I haven't known your Imperium to be around these parts.
Yes, in fact, that's why you're bah. Word engine. That's why the visitors are bah. Okay, I had it and I lost it.
Take
That's
your
why
time.
the visitors came to your neck of the woods in the first place. Hide away.
My only thing is, I'd assume the castle is somewhere in system.
The palace? Sure.
Yeah.
He's like, it's underwater somewhere.
If the Imperium were here, I don't think they'd be subtle about it.
Subtlety has not been the word I would most readily use to describe their operations thus far, but that doesn't mean that can't change.
As far as I know, Kron's palace is somewhere at the floor of this moon's ocean.
That would make sense.
Wait, then how are we gonna?
Yeah,
We don't have a diving
He looks
ship.
at look. What? You can't swim, boy?
No.
No.
He's like, oh, you can't hold your breath for 9 hours?
That
well-
doesn't seem in the realm of possibility for
it would be crushed by the death pressure.
You see Lofkata like take a moment and think.
Even mostly breathers only last a few hours.
Oh yeah. I mean, my guess says that no. Now keep in mind, I don't know where Kron's palace is. Never been there, but I know about it, of course, like any one of us would. My guess is it's somewhere in the deep trenches.
I see.
The
Back
deep
to stuff running in his mind. How much shit are we gonna have to do to get a submarine?
I mean, we could probably just like call it home. Like, hey, you guys have any submarines?
To be clear, Horgo afterwards said, so I know some part of the deep trenches probably go to about what? 3,000 meters?
Hmm.
Hold
About
on.
10,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that? I don't think you'd die instantly from the pressure, would you?
Yes, you would.
Unless-
You,
Okay, you would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, hold on.
whether or not you would die
you said
instantly
that
doesn't really matter. What matters is you wouldn't survive down there.
Mm-hmm.
you said 3,000
Oh yeah,
meters?
300 atmospheres of pressure. Yeah, no, okay, we would die instantly.
Okay. I did just Google how deep is Mariana Trench, and that's 10,000 meters, 11,000 meters. So not
Mhm.
quite
Yeah.
as deep as that, but still,
It would
yeah,
be
no,
bad.
that is
It'd be
Right.
bad.
That's as far as Horgok knows. It's very possible the deep trenches are much deeper.
yeah.
Yeah. If we want to get down there, we definitely need a vehicle of some kind. We probably need to call in for help.
Assuming there's nothing that's meant to assist other people into getting down there.
Can-
Horgok's like, well, I mean, our people, we resist a lot of the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a
I
king is
suspect
supposed
they
to
just-
receive dignitaries, aren't they?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Lutz?
King's supposed to receive dignitaries, aren't they? Or, ambassadors or something.
Well, sure, maybe it was one point, but you have to remember that, again, it's been hundreds of years since we have the king. Before I was born.
I suspect they didn't get all visitors often, anyways.
Yeah, it was mostly for, our people. Well, it's my understanding. Again, long before, honestly, before anyone who's alive was born. There's no one living of our people who witnessed King Kron.
Well, it shouldn't be too bad. At least it should be easy to dock some sort of vehicle onto our ship. Bring it back here.
Well, you'll see. Says you
I
are
don't like that.
You're multiple per issues here. You're gonna get down there for one, and then you gotta deal with the big guy. Katavimon is
big
not
guy.
not a pleasant fellow to deal with.
I imagine who's not.
The tough cookie to crack.
We'll figure out a way.
Hopefully.
We always have to.
Hey, take note of that. And then there's the fact that you probably shouldn't kill him.
I did suspect as much. It does seem like the kind of thing that wouldn't go over well.
Takes a moment to think. I don't even think you can kill it.
That also does not surprise me.
Regardless, attempting to kill him will
Well-
likely bring us more ire than worth it.
Back to the inner soldier. Oh, I can think of a few ways.
Laser tanks.
I was more thinking orbital bombardment.
Yeah, I mean that would probably be your best bet. Is to just
Couple
Yeah.
proton torpedoes will probably do it.
Boom!
No, back to the rise. I mean, your best. If you were looking to kill, you probably need to just want to bombard it from orbit with
Yeah.
high-powered ship weapons.
Although that might have very devastating effects on the ocean,
Sure.
There's
so-
this
not
funny little
economy,
thing.
atmosphere,
Funny little
society,
thing.
ecosystem.
It will heavily affect the trout population.
The trout population
This
will be
is true.
fucked.
This will happen.
They'll be so
Ah.
cooked.
That being said, I don't even think your ship has weaponry capable of causing
No.
the amount
No.
of damage required.
We could try to get some, but like I don't think we want to do that.
Our ship doesn't even have all its weapons fully repaired. I don't think we're in a state of getting new
No,
ones.
Yeah.
no, we're talking. I mean, you're talking the kind of bombardment that you want, like destroyers for. You want
If
like,
we-
battle
yeah.
ships.
If we did get into some sort of like fight with it, we'd probably be less about killing it and more driving it away or distracting it temporarily.
Yeah.
Like just piss it off enough it leaves. It's not worth it.
Like, well,
Yeah.
we'll see. If you even get permission to go there.
We are getting ahead of ourselves a bit here.
Horo just kind of sits back in his seat and just leans his head back and goes to sleep.
Time to boot up solitaire.
As Sophia is like thinking to herself, she has a moment where she's like, worst comes to worst, if they're unwilling to grant us access under different circumstances, I might say that our best course of action would be to simply be honest that we need this to prevent the Imperium from overtaking the rest of the galaxy, but unfortunately their lack of presence here makes it very difficult to establish that as a credible threat.
Yes, that's opening a big can of worms.
Horo snores.
If it gets to that point, we know the information is out there somewhere on this planet, regardless of the Elders, thanks to Lafkata.
Yes, that is true. And if it comes to that, we may indeed have to resort to that. But I am hoping that it won't.
As you're still sitting and waiting, after a few moments, the doors into the sage's chamber opens up, and the sage of knowledge steps back out once more. But you're all here. Well, that saves a little bit of time.
Have you concluded your debate?
We have conducted our interviews and debated on the subject of your character.
And the conclusion?
Perhaps not as favorable as you would like.
That figures.
To be expected.
Entirely negative.
As upon learning of we were collectively positively impressed with your comrades' civil discussions of medicine with one of our doctors. Likewise, no one else had much bad to say, except, of course, for your interactions with. He looks towards Lofkata.
Me.
Like,
Yeah.
says Lofkata, was it? Yes, a group of fishermen confessed to the bit of gambling you did and how you went back on a lost agreement and reclaimed your prize.
Yes, that is correct.
Of course, the most esteemed sages of the ocean, the skies, fishing, warfare, culture, had some choice words about their liberal wielding of information as currency. Still,
I did go
it
back on
doesn't
my
bode
word.
precisely, and that doesn't speak well of you.
I understand.
Fortunately, after a debate overnight and vote, we have agreed by a simple majority that we will continue to consider your request.
We are most grateful for your generosity and grace in approaching this matter.
I would ask that you join us in chambers.
Gladly.
Of course.
Of course.
He turns and starts walking back in, stops and I wonder if you wake up my brother, and then just heads on into the chamber.
Timothy?
Are you? Yeah, Timothy. I was about to have Timothy go. I'm not waking him up again.
Bacta,
But then you immediately volunteered me. It's like, okay.
no, Bacta
Listen, he
will,
just-
Bacta,
Sorry.
Bacta will just adjust, grab his carbine and use the butt of it to poke Horak.
I thought you were gonna take the carbine and shoot it into the air or something.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Seems excessive.
Not everyone is Timothy.
No, that I don't think that's not even a Timothy solution. That is, I don't fucking know.
4B, I don't
Go ahead
know.
and go ahead and make me a
Max
resilience
solution.
check. Luke, I
God.
would like you to make me a resilience check.
Oh, it's gonna
Okay.
kick your ass.
Do I get any bonus for using a long stick?
What?
Says you get. I'll give you a boost die for it. Sure.
Cool. Where's my resilience? There it is. All right.
Difficulty's
Difficulty?
5.
Oh boy.
Good luck looking them up.
Well,
Oh, never mind.
Wow.
You lived.
All right. You
Nice.
you give him a prod. Horgok snaps away, grabs your rifle, and you have to hold on to it for dear life for it to not be wrested out of your grip. He's like, oh, sorry, buddy. Hey, let's go with
Is there any way to wake you that doesn't involve risk of personal injury?
it. No, there isn't. I've made sure of it.
You could try a rock.
You sound quite proud of that. In any case, our presence is requested in the chamber.
Mine too? All right, fine. He gets up. All right, you make your way into the Sage's chamber. The sages are all here, as you would expect, and they just kind of like look at you as you kind of show up. They stop their whatever chatter they had.
Mm-hmm.
The Sage of Knowledge returns to his seat. I'm like, right, well. Now that you are gathered here once more and we've continued our deliberation, what you says, if we are to understand correctly, what you seek is access to Kron's palace.
That is correct.
Indeed. We would like to do so with the blessing of the sages. It is not our intent to do so without it, but it is of great importance that we do ultimately gain entry to the temple via the palace.
All the sages, she rises up to and you intend to, it says, and for the sake of clarity, what is your purpose in the palace?
God, I have to debate with myself here. Okay. Sophia takes a deep breath and says, "We are seeking one particular object did she say within the palace or the temple?"
Within the palace.
Okay. Okay, that's... She shoots like a brief glance at Horgok, and then says, "As previously mentioned, we have been led to believe that Kron's Pearl possesses properties which may allow us to explore the temple on Monos proper in its restored state. That is our intention within the palace. Nothing else.
They just kind of mutter amongst themselves as they like to do. One, the sage, the ocean kind of stands up, much taller than a lot of the others. And given the testimonials we've heard, how are we to believe that you intend to return this pearl to our possession afterwards? Assuming that is your intention.
After the events that have transpired since our arrival, it is only reasonable to question our intentions regarding this matter. My response to this is, frankly, that we have a different quarry within the temple on Monos proper, and it is not Kron's Pearl. We wish only to use it as a means towards the end of retrieving the particular object we are here for. We have no reason nor desire to keep Kron's Pearl for ourselves.
The
Indeed,
state of culture kind of stands up. Go on, keep talking.
Yeah, she says, indeed, if it does possess the properties we are led to believe it does, I rather believe it would be much safer here in the hands of your people than taken elsewhere in the basin.
Again, the sage of culture kind of stands while you're talking. He takes some time. He's old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's easy to claim such a thing, but it's more difficult to believe that you would take the detour after your trip to Monos and return it here to us. Certainly not when no doubt you could fetch fine money for such an object in the right hands.
Again, this is a reasonable concern, and so I would offer the possibility for the sage's consideration of an offer of collateral.
Collateral?
Yeah.
They mutter and murmur a little bit. The sage of culture who currently has the floor kind of like, he's even raised his eye a little bit, so like, and what do you have to offer as collateral that's of value to us?
God, hold on. I have to think about this.
I do
It's-
have one idea which is a lot simpler than what you might be coming up with.
Mhm.
A long range communicator. We can't get off a planet without that because we can't get in contact with a ship without that.
That's true in theory.
The problem with that is that the order of operations that is going to happen is that you get permission, you go to the palace, you retrieve the pearl, you go off-world with the pearl to Monos. The question
yeah.
they're having is, why would
I
you
forgot we need
return
to-
here?
Yeah.
I forgot we need to like bring the pearl to the planet. It doesn't just
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it's not a bad idea. I figured you forgot about that part. That's why I'm saying that's the problem. That's why it wouldn't be very valuable as collateral. Or
And the other
I'm-
option is observer to make sure we keep to our word, but that required.
You could
dragging
just
one of it
kill them and
on the
leave.
log.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say we offer our lightsabers.
That
The idea of offering Loft is interesting to me.
You're really gonna offer
Okay,
up your
it's
lightsaber
funny,
as
but-
collateral?
It's okay. Listen, it's funny, but we're not going to leave a party member behind while we go into this temple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking like in roleplay that would be appealing, but not really
Mhm.
practically. I don't want to sit
I
out
like the
for a few
idea.
sessions, you know.
Yeah,
Well, you could-
I like the
yeah.
idea of the lightsaber thing because we've already demonstrated how valuable it is to Loth and Mike and Sophia. That like it, they don't need to to us to explain that it's worth something because we've already shown that it's worth a lot to us. That Loth can be willing to cheat them, the people to get back.
The problem with that then is that we might need our lightsabers in
Yeah.
the temple.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You might.
What does that mean? You use your lightsaber more than I do.
He's got guns, and
Not
I don't mean
anymore.
like blasters. I'm talking about his arms.
Well, yes, he does
Anyway.
have those.
Unless you offer those
Not for
as
long.
collateral.
Also, it's Loth Carter. Also, yeah. Also, it's Loth Carter, not for long.
That's fair.
Fuck.
I do agree that you could offer your lightsabers; they're valuable, but if you need them, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah,
I've been
and the
working on move
possibility-
for Lofkata for a while now. I think he would be fine.
Okay.
You see, the problem with the move power is that it does require things to be present for you to throw, as is the complication that I often encounter when
Let's
attempting
say
to use it.
I'm afraid you to say that I was correct. You need me to provide you ammunition.
This is true.
What I was going to suggest is that we leave the clones here as collateral. They are because like they're our crew. We don't technically need them to leave, but it's not practical for us to operate the ship without them. It would be it would be really fucked up of us to leave them behind here. Is the core of the matter here.
We would need a new crew more or less, and that'd be a notable investment.
Hmm.
But also, technically, not yours to offer away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he would be pretty pissed about it.
Say no, they're not yours. They're explicitly on loan to you.
Also, there may be some bad optics at saying, yes, here is how we'll handle this fairly. Let's put six trained soldiers right in your capital. This is how we show our honesty.
it's only 6 people.
I mean, these kinds of trades do happen in warfare.
Yeah, I know.
This is wild.
Worth mentioning, you don't know if they'll even accept people as collateral.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
I think. Okay. Slipping back into character here, since the question has been asked directly, Sophia pauses for a moment and then is going to address the assembly and say, I would pose a question to the assembled sages that I might attain a greater grasp of the what's the fucking word I'm looking for? That I might ascertain your the sage's knowledge of something in particular. Are you familiar with the institution of the Jedi?
They exchange some looks that immediately impress upon you that no, they are not.
Well,
But
shit.
they kind of just toss those looks around before the Sage of Knowledge kind of speaks up from his positions. Such an institution is unknown to us.
Okay, well, there goes that idea.
That's
Hmm.
right.
Okay. I think... All right, I'm gonna commit to trying this, and we'll see how they react. Sophia clears her throat and begins to explain. The Jedi Order is an organization of individuals proficient in wielding what I believe your people refer to as essence.
Was anyway.
What?
No, I'm making the joke. I said was.
What? No, I just straight up didn't hear what you said.
No, it wasn't relevant either way. I was just making the
Mhm.
joke because you know.
Okay,
This
yeah.
Wikipedia page has seen several updates in the last 24 hours.
Oh, well.
As I was saying.
Yep.
Sophia says, is an order of individuals proficient in the wielding of what I believe your people refer to as essence. We fancy ourselves protectors and peacekeepers of the galaxy, though we are few in number. I and my apprentice, she gestures towards Lafkada, count ourselves amongst the number of the Jedi Order. And she's going to slowly... is there like a table here? I assume there is, like a big...
There's the
that we're like
they
gathered
have
around.
like a semicircle table that the sages are seated behind.
Okay. She continues and says, the object that my apprentice unwisely offered as collateral or unwisely offered in his game with the fisherman was his lightsaber, and she's going to unhook her own from her belt and hold it up for the sages to see. These objects are the personal armaments of the Jedi and symbols of our office. In the present day, they are incredibly difficult to design and gain the necessary resources to produce. I would offer my own as collateral.
Make me a negotiation check, please.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Hang on.
Difficulty?
I call this difficulty difficulty of 4, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Befo-
difficulty of 4. Hold on.
Yes,
on.
Logan?
No, give me a second, please.
Sorry.
Okay.
Difficulty of 4, 1 setback. Yes, Logan?
I am debating if I want Loft to put his own lightsaber up as a show of good faith and to assist in negotiation.
You can if you'd like. You will be, assuming they accept, you will be bound to leave both your lightsabers behind.
Yeah.
Is this really a smart decision?
Mhm.
Timothy was just staring at the two Jedi like, what are
Say,
you doing?
No, hang on. Hang on.
No question that it would certainly provide help to the statement, but you are, of course, in exchange for that, disarming yourself. And I don't think they'd like if you force pulled it back this time.
No, absolutely not.
They just kick you out.
All right. We've had enough of your partner trick. Get out.
Alright, wise
But it was
guy.
funny
Yeah.
the second time, right?
Okay.
I guess was Sophia expecting Loft not to put it up so that she could use it? Because I feel like Loft could do fine on his own, but Sophia does not have that much in the way of being armed herself. I don't know.
I mean, the main reason Sophia is offering her own lightsaber right now is because, one, she's the quote-unquote senior in this situation, so she's supposed to be the one held more accountable, and also, she doesn't need her lightsaber as much as Lafkada does.
I wouldn't. Okay.
No, I'm sorry, but she is right. I trust her force powers much more than I trust Lafkada's.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right.
Well, Carter is a combatant, Sophia is the smart person.
Okay, so are you going to do it? It's entirely your decision, but Sophia may have something to say in response.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
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 Loth places his lightsaber next to hers.
Okay. Iris, go ahead and append your roll with 2 boost die, please.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip 2 light points for this because I can do that.
Sure.
And
Hold. In that case, I will flip 1 back.
okay.
Just
Upgrade
to
difficulty.
heighten the stakes.
Very good. Alrighty, here we go.
Okay.
Oh.
The sages mutter and murmur, and after a moment, the sage knowledge speaks. Would you kindly give us the chamber to debate once more?
Sophia looks at Lafkada with a note of surprise as he does this, and a note of approval as well. But she does turn back towards the assembly, and before we leave, she's going to say, before we do so, and you begin your discussion, I would like to posit to the sages that hold on.
Dialogue engine.
Yeah, dialogue engine. She says, after a moment, she says, "Well, I will not stop my apprentice from surrendering his own lightsaber if he wishes. It was not my plan to do so, as at the present moment, I am more accomplished in the use of essence to defend myself. We may find his weapon to be of greater necessity in our expedition to Kron's palace and the temple. That is all."
Are you For my sake of clarity, are you asking them to disregard the suggested the offered lightsaber from Lofkata?
She's not.
She's just clarifying that wasn't the plan.
Yeah, she's more so saying, we'll do this if you really want us to, but it may cause problems for us.
Okay, Logan, I understood what was being said. I was looking for what the intention was.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was looking for what I was going for with it.
Yeah.
Very well. You give the sages the chamber once more.
Mhm.
Horror's like, wow, that was interesting.
Oh.
Figured it was only fair.
And you were right. I think you made the right choice, morally speaking, even if I do worry.
Oh, come on, I'll be fine.
Satyr, for the record, is like, well, I wasn't gonna offer mine, so.
I know you weren't.
Timothy is going to
Oh yeah,
scoot up.
Sario's here.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he was out on a walk for a while.
Sophia turns towards Lofkata and says, I don't doubt your ability, but we have not been practicing with practical applications of the Force as much as I would have liked to.
I mean, no better time to practice, right?
Are you Timothy like steps forward? Are you sure you want to do this? You're giving up your weapon.
I mean, it's a bit late to back out now, isn't it?
I suppose.
It is.
He's made his choice.
Indeed he has.
I see. Well, I'll trust
Will-
your judgment, Lofkata, but I hope you realize what you've done. What you're getting yourself into. I'm sorry, my word was not the best
What
there.
you've
but-
done.
He's his own
You
man. He
got
knows what
it.
he's doing. I hope.
Horror's like, I hope you're from the 3 hours of waiting.
I've gotten used to it at this point.
Like,
Is
"Thank
there a
God I'm
live-
not the sage?"
After a moment, she just kind of turns towards Horgok and says, is there a library somewhere around here that's open to the public?
Like, not really. I mean, there's the Sage of Knowledge's archives.
Which are distinctly not open to the public.
It's fine. He's my brother. I'll take you.
That's really funny.
Just busting into his house.
You're like, come on, I'll take you. I know where it is.
She looks a little bemused for a second and then decides not to object.
I'll calm you if something comes up.
All right. Yeah, no. So Horgok is going to take Sophia there.
Wonderbar.
It's close. It's. I mean, it's effectively just on the other side of the dome. He approaches. There's a guard standing outside. Horgok's like, out of the way, chump. Gets into an immediate verbal altercation with this guard. Eventually, the guard just kind of seems bewildered enough to just stand down and let Horgok do as he pleases. And like, all right, come along. Pushes open the curtains into the archive.
Sophia. Yeah, she just kind of looks at Horgok for a moment and then says, that's quite a remarkable skill you possess there.
Helps when you're the greatest warrior that your people has seen.
I can imagine.
That helps when you're old. People give you some respect when you're old, even when you don't deserve it.
Dividends is raising an eyebrow at that, like,
At that, Sophia kind of cracks a smile and then says, "Do you mind me asking what exactly drove your people's greatest warrior to retire from his post, for lack of a better word?"
He kind of grumbles a little bit, says, I do mind, it's none of your business.
Fair enough. Well, you can't fault me for trying.
He says, no,
I've
I
expect-
can't.
I've expected him to just make up a bullshit story for it.
I would not have put it past them.
The Sage of Knowledge Archive, and presumably just general office, is a large 2-storied room with like a kind of, I wouldn't call it a domed ceiling. It's more of a, but it is, it's kind of rounded, slanted a little bit. It's a very natural shape.
Okay.
There are a set of stairs that go up to like a second level that is just like all around shelves with what looks to be physical paper, like scrolls.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you don't see as much as a terminal in here. It seems everything is physically kept.
Well, this is rustic.
You got like the Horgok kind of gives you just a big shrug. There's some big vents in the ceiling that let in plenty of natural light. Here you go. Help yourself.
Thank you.
I probably don't take anything with you though.
I wasn't planning on it.
Oh, excuse me.
She kind of mutters and says, "I think we've stretched the limits of your brother's generosity enough as it stands."
Oh yeah, no, he's pissed. He doesn't show it, but I think he's fuming right now.
Well then. Honestly, Sophia's just gonna look for something to read. Just to kill time.
Just anything? Okay, you're not looking for anything?
Yeah, just anything.
You can find plenty of stuff to just read.
Occupy yourselves a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Dara will just look at the architecture of the building.
Sure.
Nerd.
Iris,
You're
could
literally
you-
reading!
Iris,
In a library.
could you give me a discipline check? A difficulty equal to your own discipline?
Okay, that's scary.
Uh-oh. What's that?
All right.
supposed to mean?
Here we go.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
I got
You
a
failed,
triumph.
but you failed really, really well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. You just you spent some time looking.
Okay.
Okay.
Interested?
All right, a lot of you killed some time for a while. Several hours do in fact lapse before the horns are sounded again and you're called back to the chamber. Presumably, you at that point make your way there. As you return to the chamber, the sages are still seated and just kind of like just waiting for your arrival. The sage of the ocean kind of rises as you get in and says, "We have taken time to discuss this proposition, and we have decided to accept your idea of collateral." As despite the reluctance and apprehension of certain members of this esteemed assembly, we believe your sincerity in your intention to return such a prized artifact of our peoples to us. He kind of sits down. The Sage of Warfare speaks up, looking a little, I wouldn't say bored, just kind of like leaning a little forward on the table, elbows on the table, just kind of observing. Like,
Mhm.
still, you must contend with a greater issue.
That
And that would
being,
be
Our great guardian, Gatavi Von. He rampages around the palace grounds.
we have heard tell of this guardian.
He is a majestic but dread beast. His wrath, much like his generosity, is limitless.
still.
In his latest rampage, he has taken up residence around the regions of King Kron's palace, down in the murky depths of the deep waters.
Hmm.
So, and what are we to do about this?
He kind of like, he throws a look towards him and says, as far as I'm concerned, nothing. You have no, says, he's like, quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, it's better if you don't go there at all.
So,
Yeah, I think that's decided. Yeah, that's your problem, mate.
Yeah.
Tibidou just sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, Tibidou just gives a nod.
Kron's palace is located about. He thinks for a moment before he looks towards one of the other sages. The specifically the Sage of the Ocean, who kind of like speaks up against us. About 9,600 meters down.
That is quite far.
Yes, it is on the edge of the deepest recesses of the depths. It goes further beyond there. It goes even deeper beyond, but that's depth we haven't explored. But you will have to contend with challenges of breathing, pressure, and of course, darkness.
We have means of contending with the issues of breath and darkness, but a suitable craft to delve to that depth we do not possess.
One of the sages, the sage of culture, just kind of like, and I presume you're about to ask us for our help about it.
If the esteemed sages have information that can be provided as to how we might acquire the means of exploring that depth, we would be most grateful. We would not be so presumptuous as to request material aid after the extent of the generosity we are already requesting.
The sage of culture kind of like huffs a little bit, says, "We possess vessels capable of such depth." It's true. Still, you are already asking for quite a lot. Yeah, he kind of like speaks after him and says, I will not do you the dissatisfaction of lies. I have no interest in you venturing down there. I am skeptical to your intentions, both to return the pearl and for it, and I will not stand by a deeper attempt to aid you in robbing our relics.
This is your prerogative.
Horgok kind of just chimes in. Not that you could. He's just like chimes a little quietly. Not that it'd be useful anyway. You'd still need a way to breathe for that long. The Sage of Health, she kind of stands up a little bit. She's like, as far as your breathing concern goes, on this front, I'm willing to provide you some aid.
Would be most gracious of you.
We can brew a concoction using our local herbs that more or less grant creatures such as yourselves the ability to breathe underwater for extended time.
That Sophia did not expect. She kind of like blinks a little bewilderedly for a moment and then says, she kind of like bows her head and says, any aid you are willing to render would be most appreciated.
I'd recommend speaking with one of our doctors about it. Because I would explain to you how it works, but I don't believe the assembly would appreciate a derailment of that nature.
I see. Then
the Sage of Culture kind of just a little rudely cuts in again. And like,
He does.
Well, you have the permission you sought. Is there anything further, or may we return to our duties?
we have no further questions or requests.
He kind of stands up slowly in his veneration. Then, as far as I'm concerned, this assembly of the sages is over. He kind of steps away from his seat and starts to head out. And the others, whether they were done or not, can't really continue without all the sages present, and they just kind of like, well, if he's leaving, we have to
Well,
dissolve the session anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it, a session, gang.
Yeah, they
No,
get
what?
up and just start heading out. The Sage of Health makes her way past you. She kind of gives you a once over, and she kind of like stops in front of the party as the others are packing up their few belongings, some of their documents, and are heading out. She gives you a once over. Says, "I hope you're successful, as the Guardian is not a gentle soul when he's like this." And getting down there will not be easy. Something has clearly stirred him. So if you're able to, the Sage of the Ocean might know more. But he's not quite on your side right now.
I suspected as much, given the way things have transpired since our arrival. But thank you for the information.
You should. The sages of warfare culture, ocean, and fishing are quite firmly not in your favor currently. Do keep that in mind.
Of course.
She hobbles off. The Sage of Warfare collects your lightsabers.
Yeah, fitting.
Yeah. There they go.
He kind of
Whoa.
as he walks past you, holding both your lightsabers in one of his hands. Because you have to remember these guys have 4 hands. for
Yeah.
us,
Mm-hmm.
and walks past you and says, I will hold on to these until you have returned or are ready to give in on this endeavor. Good day.
Good day.
He walks up. Horgok like, ugh, that could have been me.
That is a scary thought indeed.
The sages of fishing and agriculture just kind of throw looks your way. Not necessarily bad looks, but they don't say anything to you as they make their way past. The
Mhm.
sage of the ocean and culture, they kind of walk out together. They distinctly do not give you any attention whatsoever.
Ugh.
Yeah, as expected.
Yeah.
And the sages just eventually all of them filter out. The sage of knowledge approaches you as the last to leave the chambers. Well, I hope you have what you wanted when you came here. Your challenge will not be easy, but you have the permission you sought. Now you just need the means of accomplishing it. I, for one, wish you luck.
Thank you.
That is very well to pursue it.
It says, Horgok, brother, would you mind giving me the pleasure of your company? Horgok's like, it won't be a pleasure, but fine. He looks towards the rest of the party. Later, I gotta talk with my brother. You also make your way out of the sage's chamber. This
Yeah.
point. Sarah just kind of like, well, shit. Now we gotta get down there. That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the equipment to breathe won't be difficult, but obviously getting a ship down there is going to be much more of a challenge.
We have stage medicine is apparently going to have also breathing. As for a ship, back to some sort of submersible. Probably run us about.
Well, hang on. There wasn't anything on the Strider, was there?
Considering the
Hmm.
To your knowledge, Logan, you don't know whether or not there are any submersibles on the Strider. You're not in logistics.
Right, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. I'm just providing
Yeah.
you information that you would have.
Yeah.
possible, but still, even then, that doesn't mean that whatever, if it was originally on the side, it's probably in some pretty severe state of disrepair. So
If
we'd
that
have to
is the
look into.
case, it won't be ready quickly, I would imagine.
Probably not.
Yeah, I did a quick search. A submersible that can fit all 5 of us. There is only one, the Kilkana class attack submersible.
Yep.
32,000.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
I've got to we're selling your fur.
hang
And
on.
restricted.
It's restricted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
It's in. I'm sorry, you're surprised that the attack submersible
Oh,
is
okay,
not a
fair.
civilian purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
Well, bad news, gang.
What
We
would
only
it-
have 2,000 platinum.
Yeah, what with its forward-mounted torpedo launchers and outrigger-mounted heavy blaster cannons.
Well, Logan, only 30k more.
Mm-hmm. We might be fucked, chat.
It's okay, we can steal one.
Excellent.
I mean,
That was a joke. That was supposed to be funny. You guys are supposed to laugh.
We
You guys are supposed to
But
laugh.
also-
Dara, stop looking like you're thinking.
we could also go to our bosses, the Resistance, and ask
Yeah.
for one because we need this. This is not optional to
We
our mission
just need
or
this.
our success in dethroning Vitiel.
Honestly, your best bet is either try to persuade the Sage of the Oceans, that's the sage whose perjury this falls under, who would grant you permission to use one of their submersibles, which they have. They've confirmed that they have submersible vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sage of the Ocean is not your friend right now.
No, he doesn't like us. That's kind of my fault.
It is kind of your fault.
Yeah.
I would say it is
he-
primarily even.
He has not gotten over your impudence last night.
See?
Or, of course, as I suggested, you could reach out to the Resistance and see
Mhm.
what they can do.
I think we should probably try and figure out, do our best to try and get it here, and then go to the Resistance if we have nothing else.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, your choices for doing it here is that either you have to acquire it without the Sage of Ocean's permission or with it. And while I, as your GM, suggest that would tell you that you should do what you think is right, it will not improve your position with any of these sages if you take it without their permission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's not do Grand Theft Sub.
Grand Theft Submersible.
what do you mean?
My
What-
thought for taking it without permission was more along the lines of find someone else who owns one locally and just ask them rather than. But that
Yeah.
requires there to be privately owned submersibles, which is perfectly reasonable for a society to not have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Well-
Sophia and Locke have to go do some convincing.
We can certainly try.
I want Sophia to come so that I don't fuck things
No.
up by wording things poorly.
Okay. How about we should of course strive to have our conversations in character.
Yes.
Stereo kind of gives the
Yeah.
party a look as they're like, well, I'm gonna wander about. If you need me for anything, just let me know.
Will do.
You think
Hey,
I should
give
try
me
and
others
patch
up.
things up?
He's gonna
with-
find a place to bask. Sorry, go on.
I'll go talk to the Sage of Medicine and get the breathing concoctions.
I think I should probably go try and talk with the sage about getting a submersible.
You
Try
think
to-
so?
He's clearly upset with what I did, and I don't blame him, but and I should try and patch things up.
He walks past. What gives you that idea? Nah, he left before you. He can't walk
yeah,
past
yeah,
you.
he's gone.
Second Sage of Ocean.
Yeah,
We get it replaced.
we could
I
ask
suppose you could.
replace him with Horgok.
Well, I suppose were you a more evilly aligned party, I suppose in theory you could find the Sage of the Ocean's successor and kill the Sage of the Ocean.
Yeah, he just has an
I feel
accident.
like we get caught for that. Morality aside.
Well, you'd have to do it without getting caught, of course.
Yeah, which
obviously,
is,
if you were even going.
you know.
Anyway, carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we're gonna get the resistance to give us a submersible and get it all the way here, I think it might be better off if we just ask the sage and try and fix my fuck up.
It's worth a shot, I would think. The worst that can happen. She immediately realizes that she's calling karma down upon the two of them as she says this, but nevertheless finishes the sentences and says, "The worst that can happen is he says no."
Let's hope that's true.
He'll contact his lawyer, Manfred von Karma.
No!
No, fuck. It's over.
Hey, do we
Well,
do we
he's
know
the
a
god
guy
of
named
prosecutors.
Saul?
Well, we better call him if we do.
Sorry, I only know a Bruce Goodman.
Well, we did.
That's true, he's dead.
Well, I don't think we ever knew him, actually.
Well, you know of him.
We knew of him after
It's
he
the same
died.
thing. You know, you basically met him.
No.
If you think
No, I
about
don't
it in a
think
certain
so.
way, which is to stop thinking about it, then, you know.
Yeah, okay, so Bactus off to trying to speak to the Sage of Health. Lockhart and Sophia are gonna go see the Sage of the Ocean. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I have no idea. I'm thinking about that right now. Well, that's not surprising.
All right. Well, we'll come back to Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Fuck.
This feels unfair.
Bacta, you go to seek out the Sage of Medicine, Sage of Health, rather.
Mhm.
She's not too hard to find. You're able to be pointed towards where her offices are, which is by the clinic anyway. You head over. Her guard that she has outside, he lets you, when he sees you approaching, he kind of like looks you up and down, this tall, imposing turtle guy. It's like, well, the boss said you might come. Go on. Steps aside, just lets you past. You step in. The Sage of Health's little like office, if you want to call it. It seems to be a little bit of a lab. She kind of looks over. I expected you to come.
Oh, you did ask. Back that comes in. I've come for the concoctions you mentioned.
Of course.
Additionally, with your permission, I'd like to study and perhaps take a sample of the herbs you grow here for medical purposes. Part of my duties, I aid with some refugee efforts.
He gives a nod. Says, Gita.
Gita, yes. As part of my duties, I aid with refugee efforts, and the ability to locally produce medicines would be of great help to several people.
She kind of thinks about it. Says, I'll let you take a sample.
My appreciation. Alright.
Now for the breathing concoction. Of course, it's not something we need. But we use it. It's not something we strictly need. But at those depths, it does become difficult for even us to breathe if we're down there for long enough. We use it as an enhancer. For you, it will allow your systems to filter the oxygen out of water.
Becca just nods.
You're like, it won't be pleasant. Your systems aren't designed for it, which means you will retain the water. It won't reach your lungs, but you will retain it and you will need to expel it frequently.
Understood.
But I'll go ahead and get it made. It'll take some time, though.
How long will they last?
She's like, a single, like one charge would last you probably some 8 hours.
Well, I better back up doses just in case. I don't trust our luck.
Very well. There's 2 doses per person then. I can allot for that.
Appreciated.
Well, it will take you some time. I might as well get started.
Alright. I'll have a look at the Gita then. Learn what I can from your people.
By all means, let the doctors know you have my permission.
Dude. And back to Will proceed to go and is it the same doctor as last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go let him know that he has permission and proceed to do study.
Alright, awesome. Sophia and Lofkata, you go to find the Sage of the Oceans little office, effectively. The guard outside sees you coming. He stands there with one pair of his hands. He stands there, this like tall, muscular turtle guy, right? Like, fairly youngish. He has his one set of his hands on his hip while the others is crossed over his chest. So he's standing with maximum intimidation. You approach, he does not budge. Looks, Lofkata, you're about equal height. Looks at you, said, "What do you want?"
Gotta choose words carefully. I want to apologize.
Did you say something, Logan?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I heard you.
Logan said, I have to choose my words carefully. Then I
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I came here to apologize for my behavior and to tell you that I am requesting help on behalf of my party.
This is a guard. You're talking to a guard.
Yeah, this is not the same as you.
my god, I'm so stupid.
Gee, it's really nice of you, like, I can't make that decision.
I'm sorry.
I was about to make the joke like, I think this is racist. Is this racist? You can't tell the joke.
No, I completely missed the fact that you said this was a guard. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. This is the guard outside of the stage.
Oh my god, okay.
You're okay.
We would like to see the sage.
Sage's a busy guy.
You would be so kind as to let him know that we have come to apologize for our prior behavior and allow him to determine whether he would like to see us. We would be most grateful.
Fine. Wait here. He turns around. His pair of hands that are like on his hips just stay there while the other ones just uncross to push open the curtain into the room behind. He emerges back after a minute. Says he will see you.
Thank you.
Steps aside, lets you in.
Thank you.
The Sage of the Oceans office has a like a slightly shallow dome at the bottom that looks into the water beneath, like as a bit of the floor. And there's like bits of decor around it, like nets and ancient weapons, and like some stone slabs on display, and like lots of things that look like sea charts and stuff like that. He kind of like gets up from behind his desk as you step in. Like, yes. Make it quick.
I came here to apologize and to say that we do need help.
He kind of like gives you looks at that you do.
What can I do to make it up to you and borrow a submersible so that we can do our mission?
He kind of like steps around that, walks up closer to, so he's like more in front of Lofkata.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he's a little shorter than Lofkata, but he's a little hunched. He's older. He's not as old as some of the sages. I would say he's like 60, right? While some of the other sages are more 70 or 80.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah, he's still got a decent bit of like muscle and mass on him. He's not like old and weathered.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at Lofkata. I admire your honesty, boy. But I don't think there's anything you could do. Maya says, I don't. Says the quite honest truth is that I don't believe in your mission. And were it up to me, you wouldn't be allowed to go at all. And I made my opinion known to the other sages as we debated. And we arrived at a decision that that is not how it would be. But your apology is nonetheless appreciated.
Luff just kind of does a quick sigh. I understand.
Sophia thinks for a moment and then says, Venerable Sage, I have a question, if you will brook it.
Go on.
We've heard much tell of the Guardian's recent rampage, and that this is an occurrence that has what's the word I'm looking for? An occurrence that has befallen your people many times in the past.
That's right.
My question is, do you know of a way to quell the beast's rage?
Would you be so kind as to make me a charm check, please?
Okay. What difficulty?
I'm gonna say challenge to difficulty 2.
Okay,
I'll
challenge to
give
difficulty
you
2.
a boost die because of Lofkata's apology.
Okay. I have a question before I roll this. I have a Sense Emotions talent that is giving me another boost die on this, but it says it does not work if the target is immune to force powers.
I would treat it as not functioning here then, yes.
Okay. Very well. Here we should go. You know what? I will tap 2 light points again.
No!
Are you going to flip one back?
No, I won't.
Okay.
I think
Then
the roll is
here-
already at a perfectly good difficulty.
Okay, then here we go. Fuck!
Do you have a reroll of any kind built into you?
Actually, I do.
Oh,
Uh,
please.
Once per session, suffer 4 strain to reroll a failed check. If it succeeds, I heal the strain back.
Alright, would you like to?
I will go for that. Yes.
Awesome. Go right ahead.
Let me see here. Okay, here we go. I gotta build the dice pool again. Charm, Difficulty 2, challenge 2, 1 boost die, and there we go. That looks right.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. The Sage of the Ocean kind of like he crosses one of his own pair of arms over his chest, the upper, while the other just kind of like rests back to like grab the ledge of his desk so he can like lean back against it a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
Like in the past, we've quelled the Guardians of Wrath with a display of prowess. And while we had Horgok amongst us, it was his responsibility to deal with the Guardian.
Then he would best know the way to pacify the Guardian.
Yes. As I must say, though, this particular rampage is strange.
How so?
He takes a moment, considers how much he's interested in saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, together, I, alongside the venerable Sage of Fishing, keep tabs on our gracious Guardian, including its rampage cycles. We didn't have one predicted for another 20 years.
Hmm.
Do you think something is purposefully agitating it?
I don't know about purposefully, but I think something put the gracious Gutavivon into this rampage. And the fact that he's lingering around old King Kron's palace leads me to believe that something there is responsible.
I see.
That normally, the Great Guardian prefers more open stretches of water to rampage around, but the terrain around the palace is more enclosed.
Hmm. How odd.
And it usually surfaces much more than that. The Guardian lives down in the deepest parts of the deep waters. Deeper than any of our kin has ever been able to go.
My next question for you is thus. If we swear as part of our mission to pacify the beast's rampage and to discover what has incurred its wrath outside of the usual cycles, will you reconsider your stance?
Like, on your mission?
Yes.
I doubt it.
I see.
He gives you a bit of a look as says, I will reserve my judgment on such an occasion until I know whether or not you can accomplish it. As far as I'm concerned, if you make any attempt to go head to head with the Guardian, you will die.
Maybe
But
us,
if you do succeed, and you do return, and perhaps some things might be needed to be reconsidered. Still, still doesn't change the fact that at its core, I do not approve of the idea of you taking Kron's Pearl, even if temporarily. What did you want to say, Logan?
Trying to think of how to word. Trying to think of how to word it. Ah!
That's it, Logan. I had enough. GeoGuessr right now.
No, please.
It's
I
Idaho.
can't go back,
Oh
please.
my god.
Do not make me search for N35, please. Even if you don't trust our ability to. Trying to have words. You don't necessarily need to trust our ability, but we could convince Horgok to help. Would that change things?
It's like, Horgok is old. He gives you a bemused look that I appreciate the spirit of what you're saying, boy, but Horgok is old. Horgok could die tomorrow. Horgok isn't in a position to battle anything. Still, I don't underestimate his strength. He spent his entire life as a warrior, and he is one of the finest warriors, if not the finest, our people has ever seen. But that doesn't change the fact that he's old. He's slow. His reaction is slow. His muscles have atrophied. He is not the man he was 100 years ago. That is the cruel fate of age.
I see. Is there anyone whose abilities you do have confidence in?
There is. You say that, and you can see there is a very immediate, clear reaction on his face of his expression kind of sterning up, and said, "I will not sanction or permit any of my people to go on such a suicide mission."
I see. That is understandable.
He takes a moment and said, "It wouldn't be my field anyhow. But the venerable sage of warfare no doubt feels similarly and wouldn't sanction it either. And even with another assembly, this time we would not let ourselves be walked over." If you're to do this, that is fine. I don't approve, but you have been given our permission nonetheless. But you do so on your own. If Horgok chooses to join you, that is his prerogative. He is old and weathered, and as much as he is one of us, he has made his opinions on our culture clear. If he chooses to join you, that's so be it. But I will not let anyone else from our home come with you. Kind of just take after a moment, like, anything else?
I don't believe so. Thank you for at least speaking with us.
Sophia nods.
As mentioned, your apology is appreciated, boy.
Lofgata nods.
I wish you luck on your venture. I hope you don't perish.
Thank you.
You head out of the sage's office, I presume.
Yeah.
His guard kind of shuffles to stand back in front of his door.
A diligent guard, isn't he?
Well, can't say we didn't try.
Were I in a more argumentative mood, I might point out that more of his people will die if the Guardian's rampage is not quelled than if he were to send one and potentially succeed in pacifying it. But we are unfortunately stretching the faith placed in us as it stands.
After how I talked yesterday, he probably wouldn't even give you the chance.
We'll have to find another way.
Yeah. I'll see if I can get in contact with the ship so we can talk to the Resistance. They might have something for us. Maybe.
All right. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, have you decided on what you want to do?
I think the. Sorry.
I was gonna say no.
Well, I was going to say I couldn't think of much, but then I thought of I'll Dara will spend this time researching the temple and like the library they were let into before to see if you can dig up any useful information about it before they go in.
You head
Oh,
into
that's
the
a
Sage
good
of
idea.
Knowledge little archive. You're there for about 10 minutes before the Sage of Knowledge arrives with Horgok. and the Sage of Knowledge, mid-conversation with his brother, stops. Like, I'm sorry, why are you here? And Horgok's like, shit.
I think she looked at Horgok for a second and then she makes a decision. I'm sorry, I wasn't allowed in here.
He's like, not when I'm not present, certainly. These are my archives.
My apologies. I just thought this was something of a public library. If you want me to leave, I could. I just wanted to learn more about your culture.
I appreciate your studious nature, but I would appreciate the privacy to continue my discussion with my brother in my chambers.
I see. Have a good day then. Then she'll go to leave. Well, that didn't work.
You start making your way out. You, as you head out, like you can just hear through, the curtain door was like, Horgok, did you? And he's like, I did no dick about this, I promise.
Me would I just lie.
The liar.
You could hop up to the our ship and scout out the area while we all make preparations.
That does work, yeah. She'll go do that instead.
You can head for where you parked the boat.
Oh, yeah. Is he gonna come with?
Sorry.
The question was, Jamie, is anyone going to
Yeah, it's a question.
I might as well.
Okay.
Good, because you're the only one who can pilot the boat.
Yeah, right. I forgot. I don't have piloting planetary.
I did forget that I am the only one who can pilot a boat.
I mean, I doubt I would fail at it, but I don't have any skill ranks in it.
Which does mean you could fail at it.
I could. It is possible, but
Yeah.
I could make you
Get in the
fail at
boat, Timmy, or Lafkata will have to do it.
No!
Oh god, that's stupid. That's to a fate worse than death. I think death by.
Well, damn, he's not that bad at
wow, yeah, what the hell?
Okay. I'm
Leave him
doing
alone.
funny. Leave me alone.
Poor guy.
Okay. Yeah, Timmy, give me a piloting planetary check.
All right. What difficulty?
Normal.
Okay. Watch this.
Okay, yay.
Don't say that. Never say that.
confidence. Kicks my own ass. God. We crash and die. God damn it.
Fuck.
Timmy goes to start the engine.
What the? Something's gotta be wrong with the engine. It's not turning over.
Dara's gonna just watch him flounder for a few seconds before she's gonna stand up and try and kick it.
It starts smoking. You've made it worse.
Well, that usually works.
Timothy just looks at Dara like, Dara, what made you think kicking it was gonna make it work?
When doesn't it?
It
The two
never
of you,
does.
the two of you collectively probably spend the rest of this time trying to fix your engine.
Yay.
Jesus.
Which gives the rest of the other party, Lofkata and Sophia are very much finished by this point. And back to Ken as well, assuming unless he wants to spend more time talking, of course.
I mean, unless someone comes back to back, we'll probably still be studying.
Okay, totally. I mean, it takes time. It does take time to do all of that anyway. So.
Yeah.
But if Lofkata and Sophia want to meet up with Tweedledee and Tweedledum, they can.
Yeah, I think so. They don't have a whole lot else to pursue right now.
Yeah.
You make your way to the boat. You find the engine of the boat has been not removed from the ship, but tilted up, and the cover is open. Timmy is on one side with some grease and some tools, while Dara's on the other, just kind of looking into between parts, shining a light, and they're working together. They pick this thing apart.
Oh dear.
You're not selling it for parts, are you? We kind of need them.
No,
We wouldn't get much if we did.
Timothy just looks up and Timothy looks up to the two and who says, no, we're trying to diagnose some engine issues. We gave the boat a little test run and the engine doesn't seem to be working. Dara,
Timothy
right,
couldn't get
thought
it to
was-
work.
Looks like someone kicked it. It's a giant dent in the side. That wasn't there before.
Timothy just looks to Dara. It was Dara's idea to kick the engine when it wouldn't turn over.
Why would you kick it?
That's what I said.
That's what I'm saying. That's
You know what? I think Sophia just kind of shrugs and says, percussive maintenance works sometimes.
yeah, but
That's
not
what
on
I
the
was saying.
exterior. You have to hit the actual engine. That thing's just a plastic cover.
If you find a big stick, you can give it a try.
I gave mine away, you know.
I wouldn't call that a stick.
Little do you know, the Sage of Warfare is training with 2 lightsaber combat right now.
He's getting ready to jump us afterwards.
Okay, so wait, which one of them said that percussive maintenance works sometimes? For that
Sophia.
That was Sophia.
Okay, so Timothy's going to look to Sophia and he's like, well, if you want to give it a try, be my guest.
You know what? hold on. Can I be funny?
Oh, no.
Hold on. I'm
Please
gonna
be
be
so funny. Please do it.
I'm gonna be really funny.
You want to swap out? You want to use a light point to give it a kick and it just works?
You know what? I could.
That is explicitly
God,
that is a thing you
no,
could do.
no.
I would let you just do that. That's fine if you want to do that.
Okay. You know what? I was gonna pull some force shenanigans to do that, but sure, I'll just take it.
No, I think no. This is fate. This is just fortune working in your favor. That's
Mhm.
explicitly just light point usage. You kick it. Dun, 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 the propeller starts spinning.
Timothy just stares at the engine, slowly looks up to Sophia. How the fuck did you do that?
I told you.
Sophia gives him a coy smile and says, "The Force works in mysterious ways," and she's gonna keep walking.
That's okay. That's
you kind of the two of you move to put the car back on, move the engine back down into the water and everything. Say your one was kind of over after a little bit, like while you're just getting done. It's like, are we going back already?
Are we?
I mean,
What?
the engine's on. Two of you are in the boat.
Then why are you guys on the boat?
We wanted to give things a look first, make sure everything was properly working. Evidently, it wasn't.
Note to self: percussive movements actually works sometimes.
Define percussion.
Picking it.
You know what? Fair enough. That's on me. I set the bar too low.
Well, if it's already running, I might as well make a run to the ship. I'll see if I can use the comm system to... We gotta talk to the Resistance, see if we can requisition a submersible.
Yeah, I said,
I
like,
see.
we're going back to the ship. I'm coming. I don't want to spend any more time at Turtle Island.
It's not that bad.
Understandable.
It's not great either.
He's like, it's boring, is what it is.
It is what it is.
None of you know how to make a vacation fun.
As opposed to you, I suppose.
He's like, my idea of a fun vacation doesn't involve anyone here but Sophia.
Aw, how sweet.
Load-bearing second half of a sentence.
Not saying that. Not saying that. Not saying that.
Anyhow.
Load-bearing Sophia, anyway.
Okay.
By God, you people are animals. I will reblog as
I'm
usual.
sorry, but like, if you toss the ball into the air, how can I not hit it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I have to complete the serve.
Anyhow.
Alright, well, are the five of you gonna head back then?
Hmm.
I think so.
Yeah.
You make your way back out to the ship.
So if you guys forgot to compactor,
We're just gonna leave him there. You can enjoy the turtles.
He's enriched.
he's enriched and he doesn't know everyone else is gone.
Mhm.
Sophia would have calmed him first.
I specifically was like keeping silent, like, will they remember? I did specifically say Bacta will come when comes.
That's not my job. That's a commander's job.
I mean, we didn't say we were leaving. We were just like saying, "Oh, we're going back to the ship."
Yeah, so leave.
No.
You're still
Yeah,
Specifically,
leaving
we are
Bacta.
not leaving.
Yeah, you're still
We are
leaving Bacta on the city with no way to leave. Oh yeah, no, I'm just mostly teasing.
Mhm.
You make your way back to the ship. Head back. You get lifted back up. Wooly is dissatisfied.
Mhm.
You come up, he
Back-
stands there with his mop, like, come on, Commander.
Bacta
Yeah.
will go and set up the Gita in his medical room for
Oh, you joined
storage.
on the way back to the ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I've
did
been-
say Sophia would calm him before they left.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just need
Yeah.
to know where everyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bit of Gita you got will work. You set it up. You don't have the means to do so now, but if in the future you buy yourself a small, like a hydroponic bay, you can grow it yourself, and if you do, then you will be able to
Submarine?
about every 24 hours, Loot, you'll be able to collect a small batch of Gita, which will be a heal item that doesn't count towards Stimpack usage.
Ooh.
But you'll
Will
have
it
to
count
get.
as a,
You'll have to
will
get
it count
new
as a stim
hydroponics.
pack? Would it count as a stim pack for the purpose of like my talents?
No, I don't
Namely,
think so.
yeah, namely the one that boosts how much a stim pack heals.
No, I don't think so. But what I'll say is a charge of Gita, once properly turned into the appropriate poultice or whatever, heals for 7 wounds.
All right,
Okay.
one worse than a stim pack at full strength, but effectively gives me multiple uses of a second strength stim pack.
It's a to be clear, worse than Stimpack at full use for you.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, or from you rather. Not for you specifically, but from
Yeah.
you. But it's still. To be clear, that also means someone else could hold a charge of Gita and use it, assuming it's been
Yeah.
made into.
Yeah.
But you would have to get the appropriate hydroponics to actually grow
Yeah.
it.
But yeah.
So if you invest in that, you can reproduce some Gita, which is
Yeah.
then a healing item you will be able to use.
Excellent. Bonus secondary objective.
As for right now, the Gita you got 2 charges, which you can use it, but you can also plant it with appropriate hydroponics or growing
I will
conditions.
I'll keep it in storage for now.
Yeah, if you just add Gita to your inventory.
Alright, I will do so on my Oak Dude.
That's
'cause-
fine. I just need you to have
Yeah.
it somewhere so that one of us knows for a fact you have it.
Okay, I'm not going to do Oak Dude because I have to get a whole custom item for that. I'm just going to put it in my notes. How do you spell Gita, by the way?
2 T's.
I'm more concerned E's or I's?
Eyes.
Hmm.
G-I-T-T-A?
Oh,
I
just
T
put
A.
it in your
Yes.
eye.
Gitta.
Yeah. Also, no, you don't put it in your eye.
What would you know? You're not a medical professional.
I quite literally am.
Whew.
An appropriate. I don't think there's an appropriate item for it. But a hydroponics upgrade, I would say, would take a hard point off the egret.
That should be fine.
It would take a hard point and cost and run you like 5,000 platinum.
Yeah.
Just so you know that's all the conditions for making it.
Yeah. Well, we've got 4 hard points and we're not using them for anything else.
No, though I do believe you have intentions to upgrade your ship. At least
Yeah.
I
Ideally,
recall
we
that
can,
as-
but we just need money.
I think we have intentions in the sense of we think we should. I don't think we have any specific plans for what we will be
Yeah.
upgrading with.
This is true.
That's fair. When you never come across the appropriate funds, I do recommend it. I do think you will want to maybe upgrade the egret a little bit.
Yeah.
Just as a forewarning for the future.
yeah.
I know
At the very least,
things I have.
Repair the torpedo launcher. We have
Yes.
the torpedo launcher.
Hmm. Torpedoes are very good.
To come across the funds, the point is, it would be very valuable for you to, rather than, buy personal equipment, invest in your ship.
Yeah.
Okay, nonetheless, I assume you've written all of that down, Luke, so that you
I've
this side
written-
objective.
Yeah, 2 Gita.
Yes, and the fact that you can get the hydroponics and how it works.
All right.
Sweet.
Okay, awesome. Well, you're all the Shepherd gang.
Right, I think I think we're gonna have to call Firebrand.
Oh,
boy.
Firebrand.
Oh boy, we gotta call Dad.
Loth is already at the comm system, directing the clone to help prep for a transmission.
It's gonna be like, you guys like Firebrand. Why are we so sad?
I don't know. That's funny.
Because we have to ask him for money.
Hal plugs you through and gets you in touch with Firebrand, or Chief if you prefer, as his Havoc Squad call sign.
Mhm.
Nonetheless, he answers like, "Yeah, Avkata is my favorite Wookiee."
Okay,
Nothing to
man.
say.
Howdy, Chief. Sophia?
I'm
Uh-oh.
afraid.
He's just like, "Uh-oh, I sense a request for money coming."
Not precisely. We have
Yep.
good news and bad news.
Okay, what you got?
The good news is we have a definitive lead on finding the next part of the droid that we need. The problem is that we're going to need a submersible to get to it.
Ah, right. A submersible. Of course. Why wouldn't you? You want an... yeah, why wouldn't you? You just gotta, like, he's clearly just, you can see it on him, on the holo that he's, like, thinking about it. Sure, you want an ATT in the same go, I assume?
I understand that we're not making a simple request, but it is a necessity. Our quarry is somewhere in the ballpark of several thousand feet below the surface of an ocean.
Good grief. Okay, well, I don't have any submersibles. Whatever we have on the Strider has some submersible vehicles, but they're specifically designed not for that kind of depth. Not to mention that they're designed for the corrosive layer of the planet here.
Of course.
So I don't have anything on hand, but I can put out some feelers.
The sooner you can get us something, the better.
I'll give me a little bit, and I'll call you back in like a couple of hours tops. Let me see what I can do for you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Before you go, I spoke with Madame President yesterday.
Oh?
Well, she is Her Excellence has an interest in speaking with you about the progress of your missions. She is interested in a direct status report. Is no longer satisfied with me trying to blow her off.
Understandable. Well, we've got time to burn while we wait for you to look into whatever leads you can find.
Okay, he gives a nod. Said, I can get the president's current coordinates if you give me a second. You can head out there and meet with her.
She wants to speak face to face.
She's not of. That's how she prefers to do business.
Very well.
And given the nature of that, our particular little resistance cell here is costing a pretty penny. She no doubt wants to know what the he thinks about. He'd like, well, they want to know what the Resistance Council is spending their money on. Normally, I would do the report myself, but she's asked to speak with you.
Then I suppose we've no choice.
Alright, forwarding some coordinates to your systems now. Make sure to thoroughly scrub your Navi computer afterwards.
Of course.
Got it.
Make it quick. As you know, her excellence moves around every day. Do not be caught by the Imperium fleet.
Of course.
All right. While you do that, I'm gonna see what I can scrounge up. Anything else?
No, that will be all.
All right. Good luck, team. Firebrand out. Ends the con.
Lovely.
Okay.
Well,
You're gonna head to meet with the president.
yeah, I suppose we'd better go immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. You relay instructions, presumably, to everyone aboard.
Hmm.
And off you pop.
Well, we should have good things to report at least. We are making considerable progress.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this is a
This
Deus
the
Ex
last
Machina and we just get a free submersible.
You spend the better part of some 8-9ish hours making the various jumps you need to get to the president's location.
Hmm.
But as you exit jump space, you spot the small resistance fleet that's always sort of around where the president's ship is. You, of course, remember that she stays shipbound because staying on the planet is too risky.
Yeah.
You make your approach, get your you spend a bit going through all the various permissions you require before you dock up with the president's cruiser. Make your way on board.
Okay.
Within a resistance trooper, particularly a resistance trooper who most of you recognize as a member of the Rebel Alliance as well, one of the people who was aboard the Rappahelladron, greets you and takes you to see the president.
Oh.
As you remember, when the Rappahelladron disbanded, the General Lee and the rebels, they did also join up with the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're handling, they're handling things in different cells. You arrive, enter into a small conference or meeting room of some kind, where President Chelier is waiting for you. She's, as you recall, the president is a thin, graceful woman, a grayish pale, 2 sets of eyes, and completely white hair, shoulder length. A slightly older-looking woman of her species. She stands up to greet you. Like, I was relieved to hear that you would come and speak with me at such short notice.
Of course.
Well, please, by all means, take a seat. Would you like any refreshments?
That would be most appreciated. Thank you.
He goes out to a droid over in the side room who walks out to presumably get drinks and such. As you all sit down, she sits across from you. I am to understand you and the rest of your cell, if Firebrand is to be believed, has been busy.
Very, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And things are developing for the rest of the resistance as well. The conflict with the Imperium is growing larger in scale. every week. But more of Imperium planets are flipping sides as things go on, which is making things a little more manageable.
That's good to hear.
Still, we could not hope to hold up against the Imperium in a prolonged conflict.
Unfortunately not.
I am to understand that you are in search of some kind of weapon to deal with the Emperor.
Yes, weapon is not quite the best descriptor. More accurately, it is a tool that should help us to neutralize him and prevent the Emperor himself from being a decisive force in a battlefield.
Yes, you have no doubt seen his full potential before.
We are quite familiar.
I am to understand that if we were to engage in any battle and the Emperor would show up, then the battle might as well be over.
Indeed.
If you are in fact on the trail of such a tool, then I implore you to continue finding it.
That is precisely what we are doing in order to gain access to it. Sophia thinks from how to concisely explain the details of the quest we have to go through
Yeah.
for this. The artifact, the Halcyon Well, as it is called, is presently sealed inside a vault aboard a space station hovering in orbit around a star here in the basin. We examined the vault as closely as we could, and we've determined that it is impractical, if not very dangerous, to attempt breaching the vault by force, so we are attempting to open it the intended way.
Playing the Great Master's game, then.
Indeed. To that end, we are being compelled to reassemble a droid whose parts have apparently been scattered in temples throughout the basin.
I see. Yes, I'm vaguely familiar with your mission. The droid returns and just gives you all water.
Mm-hmm.
Places down like a glass of water in front of all of you.
Very good. I take a little sippy.
Perfectly,
What the
perfectly refreshing water.
Typically
takes a
also
big
takes a
sippy.
sip.
Poison!
No! No! No!
They lace the water with the Wookiee poison. The poison that only works on Wookiees.
It is
That's
Wookiee's
a
poison.
hell of a microaggression.
they're Pythagoras cups, but instead of if you try to drink too greedily, it spills. It's if you try to drink too greedily, you die.
Die a horrible death!
I am also to understand that you are planning that you are operating with Dr. Eckhard. On his
Yes,
invention.
we have reason to believe that the completion of his project and the ability to block the Imperium fleet from entering through whatever technology it possesses will be a critical asset in the Resistance's continued military operations.
It's not that. Once you have accomplished that, and once you have secured some more allies, which I'm also to understand you're working on, I have been in contact with your Master Thoran. He is a intense character, but I believe he will be of use.
His heart is certainly in the right place, and he is a competent leader.
We have been discussing the matter of. He takes a moment and says, I apologize if you are already familiar with it or not. What do you know of the Foundry?
We're using it right now.
um,
10
Uh,
million Shudara.
Ah.
Sophia nods and says, "We are aware of its existence and its role in the production of the Imperium fleet. We've also uncovered a lead on its location."
Good. The plan, the Resistance has a plan currently for our operation across the basin. So we are, of course, while you are doing your missions, we are each cell of the Resistance is working as hard as it can on its objectives.
Of course.
Once we have secured some more allies, which I'm to understand you are working on, as well as the effort with Dr. Eckhard's invention, and now this Halcyon well, you accomplish your 3 objectives, and you inform me. You leave the locating of the Foundry to us. Since we believe the plan of action is once we have all the requisite parts, we will assemble every member of the Resistance we can and launch an assault on the Foundry.
That will be no simple task.
That's correct, but if we are able to destroy it, then the Imperium's ability to replenish its troopers and its ships suddenly diminishes rapidly.
And that will also be critical in the long run.
Hopefully at the same time we can do a decapitation strike on the Emperor with the Halcyon well.
If he shows up at the Foundry, then certainly.
I wasn't even thinking that far. I was thinking do it at the same time, launch both operations simultaneously.
I appreciate the. So she takes a moment and stops. I am no military tactician. I will readily admit this, but I am to understand that you will be sorely needed if we are to, in fact, take the Foundry.
Perhaps.
Believe that.
It is not something I would feel comfortable not giving everything we got.
Fair enough.
Rightly so.
He takes a moment, just thinks about it. Things are progressing better than I could have expected. Still, thousands of lives are lost every day in the battle.
And the sooner we can put an end to that, the better.
I posit a question to the 5 of you while you are here. For the record, Sarah has not joined you for this meeting. He's back on the Egret because he doesn't want to. And he also was explicitly not invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I would like to ask an important question of the 5 of you, and I would like each one of you to give me your honest answer.
By all means.
It is my opinion, personally. Let me restart the sentence. The goal of this resistance is to bring about democratic reform within the Imperium. The Silesian Empire that preceded it has always been a institutional monarchy, but we had some more liberties before. It is my opinion that remaining as a monarchy, at least in a ceremonial capacity, is preferable to shaking up everything. The question that I would like to ask of each one of you is, what should we do with the Emperor?
Concerned look towards Sophia.
That's a very good question.
that if possible, and if he is amenable, then we would be willing to. The assistant council and I have had this discussion, and as it currently stands, we are willing to allow the emperor to continue his reign, albeit relinquishing a lot of the authority vested in the emperor as it is right now.
So,
I would like to hear.
sorry, no, I wasn't gonna say anything. Like Timothy just kind of seems to be thinking about it.
Sophia says, I would like to hear the rest of Sword Team's thoughts before I give my own position as its formal lead.
She's like, very well, you do not wish to influence your subordinates, as it were.
I wouldn't want to impose my own stance upon the rest of the group, no.
Very well. So then which one of you would care to give me your opinion first?
All right.
Oh,
Match
man.
up at once.
I'm having a tough time
Yeah.
thinking. Like,
Bacta looks like one a bit visibly uncomfortable. It's like, someone almost literally built to serve, being asked to form his own opinion.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Back probably needs to.
But after a
think about
moment, speaks up. Planets have died because of him. Several planets, billions of people, not just because of his reign, not just because of his soldiers. He personally has killed that many, more than any other person, I believe, in the galaxy ever. At the very least, deserves to stand trial for his crimes, not be allowed to simply continue on. And besides, during the war against the separatists, I saw people like him, people who craved power, who would do anything to keep it. Even if he says he would serve, even if he says he would give up power, I don't believe it. People like him, people who do those kinds of things, who think that those kinds of costs are acceptable, are not the sort who will let themselves be weakened. They're not the sort who can be trusted.
Yeah, President Shidokai gives that is certainly a very understandable position. She thinks for a moment. Says, Bacta is your call sign, yes?
Bacta is my nickname, yes.
She nods. She's clearly she just wants to make sure that she remembered.
that's fair.
Like, she gives a nod. She doesn't say anything about the opinion, though. Beyond what I already said, of course.
I can't much argue with that myself. I think just practically, he's shown that he's not the kind of person that will always come back eventually. He's not one to leave business unsettled. If he's going to be taken care of, it should be permanent. What form that will take, we can only wait and see.
We up to the people.
What was that, Jamie?
It would be up to the. Never mind. I was gonna say it would be up to the people.
I don't know about that. People can be misled or biased, or there are those who feel that they benefit from him in power personally. If we have the opportunity, I don't see why we won't just take care of him ourselves. Of course, it's easier said than done.
You can say the president is not that is also an understandable position. Looks towards Lofcott and Timothy.
Loth has.
Timothy-
Oh,
Oh.
you go first.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you
Okay,
go first.
fine.
Go first.
One of you twinks go.
Okay, all right. I take
I-
great
I
objection
don't-
to that.
I don't think you can call either of them a twink. I don't
No.
like that.
That's true. That's true.
No, that's just slander. That's just wrong.
I'm not gonna call them a hunk.
You don't have to.
Just-
You didn't have to
just-
say
you
any
can
of that.
You can just
Oh my
call them people.
God.
Yeah, but he's a Wookiee.
Wookiees are people.
Right, Jamie. Right. Wait.
Whoa.
Alright, okay.
Whoa.
Hold
Okay, come
on.
on. The question is still
Alright.
positive towards the two of you.
Jamie, go first.
All right. So Timothy closes his eyes, thinks for a little bit longer. I share the same opinion of my companion. That's companion's not the right word, but I can't think
The
of the
companion's
word.
works.
companion's perfectly gromulent.
How did I know you were going to say? Anyway, it doesn't matter. While I do understand that this emperor has caused much harm to many people, I was raised with the Republic's ideals. I believe who should stand trial for his for the injustices he has committed. But I am not opposed to him being executed if we had to execute him, or if there was no other option.
Guess not. I see. Thank you.
Loth is looking down kind of with a shameful expression. He's not
Timothy-
happy about what he's about to say because it absolutely
Oh,
does
oh,
not
no.
align with his teachings.
Okay, alright.
Okay. Lafkana.
I saw with my own eyes what he did. He can't be allowed to live. Regardless of whatever trial. He deserves death for what he did.
You can just
Timothy
kind of gives
gives-
a nod as well. She's like, I see.
Timothy gives like a little look of understanding.
We're long past the point of justice, I think.
President Chile turns towards Sophia, seeing as she's the next one to go.
Mhm. Sophia takes a deep breath and she says, I am of multiple minds on the subject. Yeah?
Like she ever isn't.
Shut up.
Ouch.
She thinks for a minute and says, as someone working in the service of this resistance, as a member of the rebellion in the wider galaxy, as a Jedi, and as someone who has known Fatia Larvalo personally, if only for a short time, I can't give you a simple answer to this question. Much of my thoughts stem from the more mystical side of things, rooted in the teachings of the Jedi Order. The truth is that Vitil Arvalo's time has long since passed. He is a ghost, given material form and influence in this world by unnatural forces. Forces and creations whose very creator regrets their existence and the consequences thereof. I think, as he currently is, it is to the benefit of the greater galaxy if Vitil Arvalo returns to the Force as he was meant to be many, many centuries ago. That said, I also have strong reason to believe that the form he currently exists in, enabled by the Cane of Zorn and the powers that dwell within, has been destabilizing him somewhat. I've been given reason to infer from those close to him and the things that he has done in the time we have been in the basin that the man who rules upon this Salacion throne right now is not acting wholly in alignment with, well, with the beliefs and ideals of the Vitil Arvalo that I once knew. He claimed, last I spoke with him, that he felt he had mastered the dark side of the Force, and that he wished to master the light as well. And I won't bore you with the philosophical details of what that means, but if there was any truth to his words, and he does indeed believe in the light, or if he wants to, then he should recognize, as I do, that he no longer has a place in this world. To that end, I believe that he should first and foremost be deprived of the power within the Cane of Zorn and returned to a form more befitting that of an ordinary human. He should then face trial, as has been suggested by my compatriots, and if we should succeed in making it to this point, then he should face whatever justice is determined appropriate by the people of the Stellacion Basin for the crimes he has committed. If we are not able to restore him to such a form, then we may have no choice but to destroy him.
The president, she gives an answer. That is a thorough and well thought out opinion. I appreciate it.
I've had much time to think about this.
the council, as mentioned, has currently arrived at the agreement that if we are able to achieve a coexisting peace with the Emperor, then we will do so. Personally, I too believe that he should stand trial for his crimes.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
At the very least, if I may, given the nature of his crimes, regardless of whether he is allowed to live, I do not believe that he should be allowed to remain as emperor of this empire. If the people of the Stellation Basin wish to maintain an empire, ceremonial or otherwise, that is their prerogative, but I think everyone would be best served by finding someone less bloodstained, put it simply.
Gives a nod, and that is precisely what I was going to say next. It is my opinion that should we continue with our crown, as there seems to be some interest to amongst the inner circle of the resistance, I personally believe that the Emperor's son would be better served. I have spent some time with the young Arevalo, but I believe he is of perhaps not the same magnetism as his father, but he is level-headed.
In the time that I have had the opportunity to speak with him, he has struck me as a fair and reasonable individual working within the means of his position, his beliefs, and the resources available to him. That said, there is the problem that Hawk and his siblings are currently possessed of a similar constitution as their father. If we were to pursue the possibility of such a thing, then I would posit that they would also need to be restored to more sustainable forms than the ones they currently take. And whether or not we can do that is something that remains to be seen.
She kind of like, these matters of mysticism are beyond my domain. This kind of esoterica is not something that I am versed in.
There are not many people in the galaxy who are versed in it these days. This matter is for myself, my apprentice, and what remains of the Jedi Order to examine and determine a course of action to.
Well, you have given me great insight that I appreciate, and I will take the time to duly consider and think about. I have one more question to you. She kind of like takes it and says, and I posit it mostly to you, Sophia, and to your companion, Bacta.
Yes?
She kind of like takes a moment. Clearly, you can see it on her face. She's considering her words. She's like, do you believe your Grandmaster is dangerous?
Sophia kind of purses her lips at that question. And I think she looks towards Bacta first, since Bacta knows him better than she does.
Bacta just goes, he's a good general for all the good and ill that means.
I see.
I don't think peacetime suits him.
So you believe that, given the opportunity, he would prolong conflict?
I don't think he'd do it on purpose, but without a war,
I see. She gets the gist of where Bacta's going with it.
yeah.
At one point in time, I would have agreed with this assessment. My initial meeting with Master Thoran concerned me greatly. I found him to be in a state of mental turmoil and inner conflict. This was not unexpected given the news that I had to deliver to him of the demise of the Greater Jedi Order. In the time since then, he seems to have recovered considerably, and I now find him exhibiting attitudes that I would find more characteristic of a Jedi Master. As a Jedi, he, like all of us, should not be eager for conflict, though there is some truth to the fact that we, who found our footing in the Clone Wars, know little other way of life. I think ultimately Master Thoran can be persuaded to reason even if we do not see eye to eye initially.
She gives an nod, says, "Then I will take your appraisal of your general, your Grand Master, your Knight Exalt, whatever you wish to call him, into mind. In our conversations about the ambitions we might possess, he has made his desire known to me. And he wishes to see the end to this conflict and return to the galaxy to build a new Jedi Order."
That is a goal that I think I would like to share in, though in all likelihood, if we do see this conflict through and survive the attempt, I will most likely end up returning to the rebellion instead.
Well, as I have no particular stake in this matter, as it's right now I cannot concern myself too much with the future when the present is so uncertain.
Of course.
Not to mention that what you do beyond the basin is of currently little concern to me. No matter, it seems the man is interested in dealing with this galactic empire of yours.
Indeed. Are
Thank
there
you.
any other...
We were going the same way. I think we were going the same way with that. You know, like, thank you for your time and your diligent report. Says, I will. He thinks for a few moments. I will call upon you when the time comes to deal with the Foundry. I will wait for you to make your efforts to find this secure more alliances and deal with Dr. Eckhart's project. But we cannot wait too long. The Imperium is far stronger than the Resistance. In a prolonged battle, even like this, we will lose. The Imperium possess unlimited troops, unlimited ships. Each cruiser we are able to take down just means 3 more emerge from the Foundry. So I urge you to keep that in mind.
We will make the most haste that we can.
When you have completed your matter with this droid, when you obtain access to this Halcyon well, I shall see what I can do to find you some funds for your cell. Some further funds, that is.
Sophia thinks for a moment and says, as it happens, we are currently, or
she cuts you off a little, Rachel, and says, I apologize, but as of right this moment, there is nothing I can do for you.
I see.
I understand that is likely something you need access to, but I'm not in a position to do anything without first discussing with the council. If you are able to acquire these resources through other means, I suggest you do so. I would not want you to get stuck in this red tape.
Can't just write us a check.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's trying to be a democratic leader, which means she has to run it by committee. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Like, it would be faster and more efficient for you to perhaps use Firebrand's methods of resource acquisition than mine.
That is what we were in the process of doing, but we had hoped that you might be able to. Hang on, I gotta rethink my phrasing there. We had hoped that it might be possible for you to pull the necessary strings to sidestep that.
I could, but doing so would would upset the balance that the Resistance Council is already maintaining.
Of course.
If I were to pull on strings favorably for Firebrand's cell, for your cell, then other cells would question why we are unable to provide them with better support. It is a fragile balancing act. But once you accomplish one of your prime directives, I will be able to reasonably liberate some valuable funds for you. Things you might find useful for many sorts of things, personnel charges, acquisitions of higher grade tools, like ship maintenance and upgrades, the likes. But not until then.
Sophia nods. We will endeavor to make progress as quickly as we can.
Well, and then there's and before she got out, there's an intercom that comes on. She kind of presses the button on the desk to accept it. And effectively, there's a brief communication where the captain of the ship is like, we should be relocating soon, very soon. And she's like, I believe that will be the end of our meeting then. Anything else I have to say is merely pleasantries and conversation.
Of course.
Thank you for this meeting. It was good to get a fair read on things. I wish you luck on your endeavors. Your success is our success.
That is appreciated. We will do our best.
She stands up.
Then we will do the same.
Yep. Presumably she gives you a farewell and you return to the egret.
No reason not to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You detach from the president's cruiser and get a little bit of distance, and you don't even really have the time to leave the system before the president's escort and ship just jump out of the system.
All right.
Oh.
I look at the camera.
I guess now we head back to Monos so we can wait to see what Firebrand cooks up.
Yeah.
Well, luckily you don't have to wait for long as you are kind of getting ready to leave. Commanders, we have an incoming transmission from Firebrand.
Patch it through.
Patches Firebrand through. He's like, hello. I trust your meeting with Her Excellence went well.
It did.
No
Well
complaints.
enough, anyhow.
I have good news and bad news.
Let's hear the good news first.
I can get you a submersible.
And the bad news.
It says you gotta go and meet with someone.
Oh,
But
Oh.
it's not all bad. I've been able to get you a nice package deal.
oh.
That being?
The Void Wolf has need of some aid.
Oh.
Well then.
boy.
More work. Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
In return, she's happy to provide you with a submersible vehicle.
Interesting.
So,
Well,
Unless, of course, so if you're able to put your current procedure on pause, then I would recommend you do so. You do need a submersible after all, unless you plan to steal one from those seafaring people or whatever.
we'd much rather not.
Well, this will take you a little bit of time, but it'll get you one. And ideally, it'll also bring us closer to that alliance with the Void Wolf.
if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do.
This actually bodes well for us.
Dude.
Well, her eminence wouldn't tell me what it is she needs from you. I just put out some feelers. She got back to me and said that she had a job that she wanted you guys for. In exchange,
sure.
as mentioned, she has a high-quality submersible available.
Then we'll go meet with her.
You like, then make your way for Port Nova and find her there. You know where she is.
We do.
All right. Good luck to you. Fire round out.
Thank you.
All right, Port Nova. You love Port Nova.
We love Port Nova.
Woo!
Yeah, Cordova.
All right, so you're gonna head off to Port Nova.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we're gonna end session there.
All right.
Hmm.
Very good.